do you feel like Ayurveda is kind of necessary for yoga teachers, or some system of balance, that is mind body balancing systems? I look at, like, Chinese medicine and Ayurveda are kind of two of the classical mind body balance systems. I'm sure there are other systems that we don't know about, but in yoga, Ayurveda is the big one. Do you think that that is kind of necessary, or is it a missing piece for most yoga teachers, or is it is it needed? Is that what makes it the better yoga? That it's, and I know you're not trying to say I'm better than everyone. I know that, but like the, is that the thing that you see missing the most? What do you think is missing the most from kind of students who have maybe just practiced yoga at a gym, or with maybe a teacher that's only done a little bit of training?
Um, so that's interesting. I'm going to give a quote. I'm going to contribute it to Swami Satchidananda, although I've heard it attributed. I think no matter what school of yoga you're in, it's attributed to that guru, so to speak.
Yeah.
But on the walls of Yogaville, which was his ashram, it said, "Truth is one, paths are many." Right. And so I think that anything that's going to get you in the door of Ayurveda is useful. Anything that's going to get you in the door of yoga is useful. But you can think of, which is why I love Chinese medicine too. And that is really used in Katona yoga. But for me, since doing a deep dive into Ayurveda since 2018, it's the other side of the coin, right? There's really no yoga without Ayurveda.
Hmm. Talk about it.
And
Can you actually also
well, because
give
you
us a
can
little
teach yoga
overview?
and
Because I
yeah,
think a lot of people don't know anything about Ayurveda. Maybe you can just give us a brief understanding of that.
right. Well, and so Ayurveda is, you may have heard it as being described as the sister science of yoga, but it is the ancient medical system of India. And it is so this is truly dates back 5,000 years and is the medical model that has been continuously practiced. So it is the oldest form of medicine. And it really is about harmony and balancing great nature, right, with personal nature. You can think about the macrocosm and the microcosm. And on a very tangible level, suffering happens when we are not congruent with what is happening outside, right? And so it is a very empowering system because you are an active participant in your health, which is what I love about it, right? Our allopathic Western medicine is very much symptom based and it's drugs or surgery. Ayurveda is so elegant and eloquent because it's so simple. Because everything can be broken down to those 5 elements and the qualities within each one. And I think you had said something before about, yoga and people. We are human beings, and we don't like change very much, and we also like to do what we're good at. And so people, they're based on their nature, and the word in Sanskrit is prakriti, like your constitution. Whatever elements you have more of, you will want to stay in that, right? It's like law of physics. Bodies at rest like to stay at rest. Bodies in motion like to stay in motion.
Yeah.
And when I used to teach back when there were yoga journal conferences, right, when we were gathering in person, you would see all these certain types of people going to the same classes, right? The bodies that like to stay at rest were doing restorative, doing yin. And the bodies that were like, oh, they were like, power yoga, vinyasa, do this, do that, And it's like, okay, well, it's all fun and great, but maybe not the best choice if we're really seeking that equanimity and balance.